Ready to begin?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Justin and I work for Neowiz, the publisher of Skull Heroes Lair.
안녕하세요 시청자 여러분, 스컬 더 히어로스 레어의 퍼블리셔 네오위즈 박재환입니다.
First of all, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here today in this impromptu giveaway event. With the overwhelming amount of support we received for the recent 1.0 release of Skull the Hero Slayer, we thought this would be a good way to give back and also a good reason for us to hand out a bunch of keys. So today's event is very simple. Our mascot, Skull, will see how far he can get within about 1 hour of gameplay, and depending on how far he gets, we'll give out an increasing amount of keys. For example, just for starting in Chapter 1, we'll be giving out a minimum of 20 keys. And if he makes it to Chapter 2, we'll be giving out 30 keys. If he makes it to Chapter 3, 40 keys. And if he somehow makes it to Chapter 4 and beyond, we'll be giving out a maximum of 50 keys. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is check out the link displayed on the screen and go there and insert your email. And it's as simple as that. So best of luck.
네, 스컬의 정식 출시를 맞아 깜짝 기브어웨이 이벤트를 준비했습니다. 화면에 보이시는 구글 설문지 URL을 입력하신 후 이메일 주소를 적어주시면 자동으로 이벤트 응모가 됩니다. 오늘의 이벤트에선 저희 게임 마스코트인 스컬이 어디 챕터까지 진행할 수 있는지에 따라 무작위로 나눠줄 스팀키의 개수가 결정됩니다. 챕터 1은 20개, 챕터 2는 30개, 챕터 3은 40개, 챕터 4까지 도달한다면 50개의 스팀키를 나눠드립니다. 네, 그러면 이제 바로 시작해 보시죠.
I guess he's starting off with the witch right here. Later on you'll see in the bottom right corner you have a purple rock there. It's called dark quartz. You can gain that by defeating enemies or especially bosses, and that's the one thing that will allow you to permanently upgrade your character. So it's very important to keep track of that.
Right. As I noticed, he didn't pick up the reassemble trait from the witch, so he'll only have 1 life to go on this round.
But he should be good enough, right?
Right.
I'm thinking maybe the first run, he's got to warm up a little bit. Hopefully he gets to at least Chapter 3. But we'll see.
He's made an interesting choice from the beginning as well. He decided to keep Little Skull, Little Bone, and decided to destroy the spear skull.
Maybe he's going to hopefully upgrade the end skull later on. You can see in the bottom right corner the bone sign. Those are the bone fragments which can be used to upgrade skulls that you currently have. So that's something that was just added for the 1.0 version.
Another interesting choice, Frost Skull, he decided to destroy that and not pick that up.
I mean, the base skull is pretty strong, especially with the skull throwing ability, but I would say in most cases, people will pick up other skulls at the first opportunity to get it.
Absolutely. Right now, I think he's trying to just maximize the amount of bone fragments he can get.
Who knows? Maybe he loves the end skull, so he wants to go all the way to the end game with just that. So.
Maybe that's a possibility.
Nothing more satisfying than that is pushing one enemy onto
right,
the slice.
juking the big mobs. He falls down to the traps. Absolutely. Oh,
That's
taking quite a bit of damage there.
It's not great. The first run can be forgiven. Still hope.
And Skull's probably going to have to focus if he wants to give out those keys to our viewers here.
For sure. Another spike. You can see there he just took out the altar. That's usually a good strategy because the altars in some way buff the enemies, and if you are able to destroy that, then you instead will gain the buff. So that's usually the better.
You want to prioritize destroying the altar first, of course.
He's finally switching.
Oh, no, he decided to destroy that again.
Right. Faked us out a little bit there. Switch, but
right. He does have enough money to pick up 1 item. He picked up the speed ring.
I also passed on the samurai there. I saw it at the headless. I could have got that for free.
Maybe he's trying to maybe he's trying to go all the way with a little bone skull.
I guess.
Maybe.
The sign of confidence, I guess.
He's got to represent that little bone skull.
For sure. The OG skull.
OG skull, absolutely. He's facing off against the priest here. Not very formidable on her own, which is all she does is heal, but later on if you meet 2 or 3 adventurers and the priest is there to heal the other adventurers up. She's quite formidable over there.
Absolutely. Like you said, in the later chapters, if she's within a group, she acts as a DPS check for sure. Like if you can't take her out quickly, then you're in for a long fight, and usually you'll just get eaten up by the other 2 adventurers. So.
Yeah, we've been also receiving quite a lot of feedback on that too, and she gets pretty annoying.
Especially in chapter 3. Like,
absolutely.
It can almost be a run killer for a lot of people. It's not easy.
As you can see, Skull decided to upgrade the End Skull, so the End Skulls and upgraded ones.
I think it's good to note that in order to upgrade from common to rare, it costs 10 bone fragments, and from rare to unique it's 30, and then from unique to legendary it's 100, which sounds like a lot, but honestly once you get into the flow of things and you get a couple that are unique or rare level skulls and you break them, it's pretty easy to get up to 100 bone fragments.
Yeah, they stack up pretty quick. Once you destroy the really good skulls, once you destroy legendary skulls and unique skulls, they give you a lot more bone fragments, so it's not something impossible to do. But of course you'll have to manage your bone fragments really well, and really decide which to invest in. Not enough money, not quite enough to buy any items, and just moving right along.
Kind of result of just going in all the skull rooms instead of trying to get items or a lot of currency.
Right, it's all up to you at the end of the day, right? It depends on which rooms you pick.
For sure.
Let's look at the comments. Mikey saying, "Get him, Skull."
Yeah, definitely, we're all rooting for Skull. Hopefully you guys will.
Yeah.
One person says he already has Skull, but hey, like, if you get another key, just give it to a friend, share the love. I'm sure they'd love to get it. So.
Absolutely. If you guys have friends that are awake and are sitting in front of a computer right now, you just bring them in to the stream. Give them a chance to win one of our Steam keys as well. The End Skull, when he swaps, he goes underground, so there's a bit of a frame of invincibility there.
Yes,
so if you use that very well, efficiently, you'll be able to negate all the incoming attacks.
And it is satisfying to get into a mob of enemies and use that skill and pop up and just wreak havoc. So it's good. Let's see what he does here. He's probably going to destroy it. No.
Oh, he decided to pick that up. Maybe
he's like power skulls. Then he's
maybe
power heavy build. I personally like to use speed skulls. It's a lot easier to evade attacks, especially in the later chapters. But
they're a lot faster.
Even this first battle here with the Yggdrasil, it's kind of hard to do power skull, I'd say, unless you just take them out quickly.
Right, but they do pack a punch. They do a lot of damage.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Then they do only have one dash move, so you won't be able to dash twice. So that's the thing you need to watch out for. You need to really use that dash. You gotta time that really well.
For sure. But if you already know the boss patterns very well, then it's doable. But for first-time players, probably not recommended.
Skull's just face stacking that damage right there is not dodging the enemy attacks.
A little harder to do in the second phase. This is something that was also added for the 1.0 release, the second phase.
Which is a very nice twist. I didn't know that was being added.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it.
Great. First time I saw that, I was pleasantly surprised. Oh yeah, using that dash. Oh, he missed the second one over there, but right, that's how you want to dash. Good timing there. Yeah, it seems like he'll be able to defeat the first chapter boss, no problem.
So that means at least 30 keys then?
30 keys for you guys.
Good, we're off to a good start.
Absolutely, he's picking up all the items, getting a bit of heal there. He doesn't have quite enough to upgrade other skulls, it seems. Just running right past the spider.
We could upgrade the Minotaur, but
interesting choice there.
Because he feels he doesn't need it.
Yeah, maybe
he has a bigger play in mind for later chapters. Like he said, he wants to save up his bone fragments.
Right. He's just super confident in his skill.
And you see there, he just destroyed the altar and gained the HP barrier for himself.
Good choice there. Most people want to talk to the prisoner after they
For sure. You don't want to get hit
all
while you're
the
talking.
mobs, then go back. That's actually one of my favorite prisoners over there. I think she.
Oh, didn't
Oh.
you? I don't know about that.
Just running right past that. Okay.
Maybe you forgot. But
I
would say this-
recall that prisoner can re-roll your skills, so you can, if you have a skull and you don't like their skills, you can kind of swap them.
which can really be a game changer later
Absolutely.
on, especially if you have a legendary skull and you need that.
Right. In early access, that was not a choice you had. Right. Once you have that skull and that skill, you were stuck with that. But then, now with the prisoners, you can kind of change that.
Absolutely. And here's a little cameo by Hubby Quest, like one of the other titles that were
Right. War
publishing their
publishing.
games.
Request the.
I'm not
It's
really quite
crossover,
sure
really.
why they're in the game, but it's cool. Glad to see it.
Right.
Let's see.
If you're a strategy fan out there, definitely worth checking out. Okay. He still have enough item slots to continue picking them up. He only has one slot left, so later on he'll have to decide which to throw away.
For sure. Have to make some tough decisions.
Right.
I don't believe he has the upgrade that'll allow him to destroy an item and gain coin. So yeah.
Maybe. He's picked up the knuckles, going for that physical attack damage, which is
Makes sense with this.
makes a lot of sense, right? Both his skulls are power damage. I mean, physical damage based, so good move by him over there. The thing about this map is you want the big guy to do his ground slam attack. Look, he's damaging his own teammates there, so you want that team kill opportunity. Look at that.
Not the best dodge there, but overall, doing pretty well.
Right, still chapter 2's sitting around half his health points, and like you saw there, there's a lot of things to pick up. Health regen. Okay, oh, the
The
dead
prisoner,
cell skull. Okay, the prisoner skull coming up.
Now, this was a lot of fun to do with Motion Twin. They were amazing people and really fun to work with on this project. It still doesn't feel real sometimes. to
Yeah,
have
it's
prisoner
surreal
in the
actually.
game.
Yeah, big fan of Dead Cells, and the opportunity to make a collaboration with them is definitely surreal. Something.
A lot of people are calling for us to upgrade the prisoner as well, which is something we might do in the future. Obviously,
we'll
we're going to have to get
have
Motion
to,
Twin's approval.
Right, we'll have to
But,
talk to Motion Twin about that. Oh, getting another Minotaur skull.
Swapping.
Whoa, okay, he swaps
Swap
back
back
to the
maybe
Minotaur
maybe
skull.
too happy with
Okay.
the prisoner, I guess. And it's all about
Alright,
power.
interesting choice.
Quite understand that move, but it's got him this far, so gotta believe in that.
Right. His physical damage is high right now, so. And I recall the prisoner skull having a bit of magic damage also mixed in, so maybe he just wants to go for that pure physical damage build.
Which I wouldn't say is very common. I'd say most people try to mix it up a little bit, have one power-based skull and one balanced or speed-based skull. Just to-
Right. Most people, it depends on your playstyle. That's really the very interesting thing about the game, which what makes the game fun is that you get to choose your own skulls, choose your own build, do what you want. Right? A lot of freedom of choice there.
And just swapping one skull completely can change your playstyle.
Absolutely. The replay value for this game is off the charts.
As we'll see going on, just by the items you add, you can gain all these different synergies as well and really stack the power that you have. I think it's more for an upgrade fun.
Okay. He does have enough to upgrade the end skull to the next level.
And there's
Okay. Oh, nice. The end skull got another skill, so he has 2 skills now. And the aesthetic, the look changes too. It's one of my favorite things too. Yeah.
for sure.
The design of the characters, they do change when you upgrade them. So it's a lot cooler.
And I'd recommend for first-time users, first-time players, taking out the maids in the second chapter is a good call. Otherwise, they'll just keep spawning little maid minions, and nothing feels worse than
Right.
taking a porcelain plate to the dome. It's terrible. I always, for some reason, jump right into them. It's tough.
Absolutely. Those maids are a pain if you leave them to be. You want to prioritize them and kill them first.
For chapter 1, I'd say the ninja is probably the hardest for me to deal with because even though they really telegraph their hits by yelling beforehand, I always feel like I can face tank them and take them out before, but I get hit instead of.
Right, they're pretty quick. Especially if you have power skills that need to charge up their skills and stuff like that, yeah.
And the spearmen on this floor are dangerous too because they're one of the only enemies in the game that can hit vertically as well. So if you try to jump over them, you can take a hit pretty easily.
Right.
It's tricky. Powering through chapter 2. It's going well so far. Not doing too bad for HP, but when we get to the black market later, you can heal by eating some food. So
Mm-hmm. A lot of physical damage items, so this damage is really nice.
I think the chapter 2 boss will be the biggest test. A lot of people think that's one of the harder battles in the game. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if you can get through that unscathed.
I really like this map. It's how the healers and the projectile minions are on top there. So
It's raining down horrors.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
ideally, you want to go back and forth and kill the guys on top and then go back down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just took 3 hits from that one orb right there. It's
Mhm.
great.
It's a lot. Okay, deciding to destroy that skeleton shield as well.
Not the best RNG so far. He hasn't got any legendary skulls yet, but there's
Not
still
the
time.
best. I wouldn't say the worst, but not the best indeed.
I do love that skill. The area of effect attack is
Right.
for mobs. It's extremely helpful.
With the shield mob, though, you have to go behind them, so the AoE won't work with them.
True.
Mm-hmm. Right, he has enough
No.
mana to. There's the prisoner's skull if he wants to pick that up. He's looking
Now
to
isn't-
destroy something.
Oh, he does that. He
Feels like-
plays with this level of money.
Right. Going for that dash item, right, to really synergize with the dash damage. Since power skulls deal damage while dashing, right? So it's a good choice there. We're getting a couple comments, and I want to say this is Spanish or
Oh, yeah.
Spanish. Yeah, but we don't speak. Unfortunately, we
Sorry.
don't speak Spanish.
Took
I
my
don't
last
think we
Spanish class
understand.
maybe about 15 years ago, so
Yeah,
my skills are not very sharp.
Mm-hmm. I apologize. I don't think we'll be able to address the Spanish comments in the comments below.
Although we have added Spanish language support for the 1.0 version. Oh, finally gets a legendary.
Okay, a
Another power
legendary
style,
skull, and it's also a power skull, so he wants to pick that up.
which is what he seems to like.
Yeah. The Yaksha skull is a bit slow, also in movement, but
But its stomp ability is extremely satisfying.
absolutely, his one-hit damage is probably the highest in the game right now. I think.
Come on, to the altar.
Good choice.
He's not making a lot of use of his quintessence so far, but
Right, this quintessence, I believe, is called the Yeti, and you can throw out these projectiles that freezes the enemies, but I don't think he's using that to full effect just yet. Okay, Curse Warrior, the game can be played on keyboard. Yes, you can also use controllers as well.
alright, we're finally at the second boss battle here. Let's see how he does. Both these bosses are very agile and quick moving, so it's definitely going to be a test of his dashing ability to.
Right, they're
Going
very
great so
difficult
far.
to deal with power skulls. They appear and disappear within a couple seconds, so you have to really get that damage in while they're there.
Definitely.
Kind of missed the invincibility there. I thought he was gonna hide underground. Used it a bit too quick. Oh, okay, taking quite a bit of damage.
Oh, he's finally using the quintessence now.
Yeah, but the thing is, bosses don't freeze, so.
Oh, you're just about through the first
Oh,
phase.
okay.
now. It's good.
Died a bit too bit quickly there,
Uh,
dealing a lot of damage it seems. The second phase for Chapter 2 boss, she transforms.
This could be
into-
tricky. He's already low on health.
He's 52 on health, that's right.
It's gonna be
a bit
close.
low on health. The second phase is a lot harder than the first phase, so you'll have to watch out. Okay, take quite a bit of damage there.
This might be a run ender.
Oh,
I'm not
maybe,
feeling great
maybe.
about this. I'm hoping for the best, but it's not looking great.
Nice dodge there. The power skills are a bit slow, so you have to kind of know it in advance and dodge really well. Oh, 7 health. Okay, 4.
One more hit.
I think this is
could
gonna be it. Okay, he dodged that one. It feels like if he deals more damage, he can keep. Oh, okay, all right.
Well, not a bad first run.
First run, okay.
Warming up.
It's all right. Good job, Skull.
Not too bad, not
Second
too bad.
chapter for now. That's what 30 keys for
yes.
chapter 2. Okay.
I think that bodes well for the next run, though. See what Scully gets here from the Fox Hunter Skeleton Sword. Okay.
All right. So right now you guys are guaranteed 30 keys,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have another run ready. So we'll have to see how well Skull does on this run. He picked up the Skeleton Sword. Skull, huh?
Not the strongest character, but once upgraded, it becomes very formidable, especially a legendary form.
Right, he can poison the enemies and deal a lot of DPS damage. Very good for a single target.
Also, nice usage of hitting the exploding barrels there. It's a really easy way to take out a bunch of enemies at once. Very
Right,
efficient.
the props are very nicely located there, so you can
Very
blow that up.
convenient. Yeah.
Very convenient.
Not the smartest enemies to be placed. It's loafing around some exploding barrels, but if they're there, you're gonna use it. So you can see below one of the enemies has a green circle underneath. That means they're currently buffed by the altar up there. And now that it's destroyed, now Skull itself is buffed. So
Right, and you can tell how fast Skull's attacking, whipping that bone there. Once with the altar buff. Oh, we're seeing a lot of that Skull today.
I guess he wasn't satisfied with it. He's destroyed it right away this time.
Mhm.
Pick it up.
Probably gonna go for a different build. Right, even with these ents, you want to prioritize the green ent that summons the spikes below you. They get annoying.
And the pink blossom ones too are tricky because when you're not paying attention, it's easy to jump right next to them and they'll send out a poison cloud. And
Right, especially for melee damaging skulls, the skulls that you have to get right in front of the enemy's face.
we got the werewolf.
Okay, he wants to swap that. Yeah, this is interesting. When I play the game, I usually swap out Little Bone right from the
I
beginning.
mean, no disrespect to the OG, but
Absolutely.
I try to get other skulls right away and see if I can upgrade them quickly.
We've been seeing a lot of comments for that as well. A lot of feedback on how we can, the developers can make the default skull kind of usable and not just swapped out.
Sure.
And I think they're looking into making that a bit more viable. So stay
There's some
tuned for
rumors
that.
flying around that we might upgrade him like the other skulls.
Maybe. Who knows?
It could happen down the road.
Right. Stay tuned. Alright, I think we should look at the comments for a while. Alright, a lot of upset people. No.
Only the first run. We still have plenty of time left, so
Okay.
not too much.
Mhm.
He's already upgrading the werewolf here. Okay.
Right, the werewolf skull is one of the fastest in game, so.
Very long leap as well.
Depends on who's using the skull though. He's very difficult to manage sometimes because he's way too fast.
Mm.
Especially with those maps with a lot of traps, you can fall into them
Definitely.
while moving around. So that's definitely a thing you should watch out for.
It just feels so much different as well as moving around. It's
Right.
powerful, but it's definitely takes some getting used to.
It goes without saying for all skulls, right? You want to play them as much as possible. get to know them,
Absolutely.
know how to use them efficiently.
And also swapping skulls within the battle as much as possible is really helpful. So a lot of them have major effects that can wipe out groups of enemies all at
Mhm.
once. So it's
Right, swapping skulls is a skill in and of itself. So
it's easy to forget though.
yeah, it's easy to forget. Or some people, might just build something for one skull and try to maximize output for that. But it's not the optimal build, I would say. You usually want to have two skulls and have that kind of synergize with each other.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Couldn't agree more. Clown
Right,
skull.
clown. Okay, he wants to swap that up. A lot of traps there. Oh, he's taking quite a bit of damage there.
That's still worth it.
The clown skull's damage is a bit lower than the melee skulls, of course, because they can attack from afar.
For me personally, when I go for a ranged skull, I prefer the mummy.
The mummy skull, that's
Mummy
right.
just
Mhm.
looks pretty badass, feels great, and
Right.
the upgraded forms are a lot of fun. Even though it doesn't change its look, just the ability to get new weapons, rocket
Mhm.
launcher.
Right,
Sniper
it
rifle.
feels really nice. And there's a lot of items that synergize really well with projectile attacks. So once you pick up those items, it's crazy the amount of damage you can deal.
Absolutely.
It's really fun picking up those items while you're trying to build a mummy build or something. As you can see, it's a lot more agile. The dash goes really far. Okay, this time as well, I think he's going to be able to defeat the chapter 1 boss, no problem.
I feel like they're pretty decent start. And of course, right when I said that, he gets slammed by the fist. But
Seems like he's listening to us, right? Trying to go against what we say.
definitely.
Mhm.
I might have jinxed him. Sorry about that, everybody.
Alright, DigiGoat is saying, I hope this game gets DLC in the future. It's so good. Well, thank you for that comment. It's something that, yeah, we can definitely look into, right? Having DLCs in the future, having something to update. We can tell you for sure that we're going to have updates along the way, even with the 1.0 version released. We're definitely going to keep updating the game and adding new contents.
I believe later this month, we're actually going to reveal our plans for the rest of this year in terms of the development roadmap and how we plan on updating the game in the future, like you said. So
Right.
it's something to look out for.
And that being said, I want to take this time to really say a quick shout out and thank you to our community, I think,
Absolutely.
which has been a blast, I think. Right, like you mentioned before, a lot of video game developers and publishers say that their community is the best, right? They can, the best community that they have, but that I think also applies to us, right? We've, I think, had a lot of fun talking with our community, listening to their feedback. They've been super supportive so far, and yeah, I think it's been a blast.
Absolutely. I think we can truly say we are one of the best communities on Steam. And
Mhm.
the early access period was a fantastic experience.
Right, Tech ZZP is saying, I managed to make a Dark Paladin Arclich build with full magic damage attack build, and oh boy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
a pretty
right.
sweet combo. Yeah.
The game is all about having that synergy, right? Building items, having two skulls that, does really well with the items. And once you get them, right, it's pretty crazy what you can do. A lot of damage.
Especially if you can get them to the legendary level, then it gets serious.
Right, you
Really
can
get to the end game content.
really fast too, and probably I think for more experienced players, what they want to do is kind of shave off time. So it's kind of like a speed run, right? They want to clear the game as fast as possible. That becomes their main priority then. And,
Sure. I saw recently like some people were using base Little Bone Skull and beating the game in like around 30 minutes or so,
Oh,
which is really
that's
impressive.
super impressive, right?
Yeah, I don't really know how that's happening, but
Right, that's crazy.
I guess time's only going to get better as time goes by.
Right. Personally, for me, I think it was 38 minutes or something like that. For me, I think even with right, I tried my best. I think it was 38 minutes.
That's very impressive. There's the maid again, and our little minions sweeping the floor and throwing around plates.
Right, they can get a lot annoying.
Very
We also
annoying.
had a lot of feedback on that, right? How they're super annoying. But I think, personally, I think it's fair game. Right? You have a chance to.
Every game has to have a couple annoying enemies that you
Right.
get taken out quickly. I was doing very good for health. Already maxed out. That's great.
Mhm.
Sounds strong. Not too hard of an adventure combo here. It should be pretty easy to deal with. Although the mage is a little bit annoying to take out if you don't have a ranged skull, just because she stays in the air for so long.
Right,
Kinda
it's
hard to-
very hard to damage her while she's in there,
Mhm.
airborne. They're going to take out the swordsman adventurer first, and then going for that mage. The
Trying to
werewolf
break the cast.
skull's okay, I think,
Oh,
in terms of damaging things airborne.
too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah, that thorny boots item. Upgrading the werewolf skull, okay.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's good. Getting a little more confident in this run now. It's going better than the last one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the werewolf used right, it looks fantastic. Just flying all around the streets, taking out
Designs
enemies.
for these skulls look pretty darn good.
I
We've
love the
also-
legendary form of it too.
Yeah, and we've also been seeing a lot of feedback on, a lot of suggestions actually on what skulls we should be making next. And a lot of great fan art too from our community.
Oh, fan art has been rolling in these days. Like, I'd see at least one or two amazing pieces of art.
Oh yeah,
Pretty crazy.
a lot of talented people in our community. Oh nice, it feels like Skull is getting the hang of using the two skulls.
Right as we say that, of course.
Taking
Just
some
get
damage
owned
from
by Fire Mage right
Fire
there.
Mage.
It's usually best to take them out as quickly as possible, otherwise they're just gonna wreak havoc from afar.
Right,
Heal.
okay. Deciding to buy the food instead of the items, right? Because he was kind of low on health. Good choice. Okay, Blade Draw says, do you plan to add any fan-created skulls as DLC or expansion? I mean, sure, I don't think it's going to be a DLC per se, but yeah, we're definitely looking into it. I mean, we're looking at all of your suggestions and the skull ideas that you've given us. They're very good ideas. Yeah, and we can't say for sure 100% that we're going to take your ideas and make a skull exactly like that, but of course we get a lot of ideas from you guys, and yeah, the development team, I can say, are taking a lot of good ideas from you guys when they're developing the next skull, looking into what skull to design next.
And to be honest, we'd love to do another collab, just like we do with Motion Twin and adding the prisoner to the game. Like,
Yeah,
was it
absolutely.
Hollow Knight or Undertale or something along those lines. I know
That'd
a lot
be
of our
great.
fans have been calling those classic. We would love to do it right now, but we need to get approval from the other developers first. But it's always
Right,
possible.
right. It's a matter of collaboration. Is the matter of you being able to talk, right, and getting approval from those developers that will be able to add something to the game.
Maybe you'd like to see a collab like that. Just poke one of those developers. Don't try to spam them with emails or anything.
Yeah, don't
Just let them know,
bug them, but
Just let them know, like, hey, like, there's a game called Skull that they'll do a collab with you.
right.
That'd be good.
If anyone's keeping track, I'm a big Hollow Knight fan over here, so it'd be my dream to add Hollow Knight,
Oh, that would
some,
be amazing.
right, some character from Hollow Knight to Skull. That'd be absolutely amazing. That'd be surreal.
Even like Zote, that would be a perfect
Zote,
fit for the game.
yeah.
That'd be real, tons of character. That'd be a lot
Definitely,
of fun to play.
definitely.
But who knows? Like Team Cherry's probably extremely busy with Silk Song now. So.
Waiting for that to be released.
I love some of these levels where you just drop down and even at the start of the game, just jumping off the ledge of the
Right.
castle is a pretty cool way to start the
A lot of newly designed levels for 1.0 release.
Honestly, even us as the publishers, I think we were personally shocked by all the changes to the game. 'Cause we
Right.
saw upgraded skulls and the new level design without knowing too much about it beforehand. So it was all a surprise to us as well. A welcome one at that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of blown away, actually. Yeah, a lot of innovative designs in terms of level and skull as well.
I think people understand now why it took so long to get the last update out. 4 or 5
Absolutely.
months, because the devs were putting so much work into the game,
Mm-hmm.
making wholesale changes and additions.
Compared to a lot of other games, our 1.0 release had a lot of content.
So much content.
I'd say like a lot, like maybe even 50% of what we had in EA, right? We added like 50% more to the game during a 1.0 release.
Like even when it comes to the upgrade system, that was something that wasn't originally planned. Like just based on our community's feedback and saying that some skulls were not really playable, especially in the end game. So the devs thought, you know what, let's create this upgrade system to make every skull like playable and have legendary forms so they can really feel powerful, be unique and cool. So that's why they added that.
Right, that was
I think
a
they
lot of their
succeeded.
feedback, right? Some skulls just weren't viable anymore. Like, okay, whoa, taking a lot of damage there.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Condition
Still chapter 2.
doesn't seem to
huh?
be in great shape right now. There's still time. Still a couple more runs, but not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed in that run.
I am a
Having
little
the-
disappointed too. I mean,
Unique
I
level
thought we had a
werewolf,
good
like,
chance.
it's rolling along pretty well, but not the best. Not the best showing. Maybe.
Right, we might have to pray to RNG Jesus right now.
Yes.
Get some good skulls going on.
Ah,
Get some legendary skulls. It's all about that RNG though.
It is.
Maybe skulls
It could be
get tired
overcome
today.
with skills, you know. And today it's not showing its best form, but
Mhm.
you can turn it around. There's still time.
It's having a bad day probably.
Maybe didn't get a lot of sleep, or maybe a little nerves kicking in. Now
Maybe
it's
he's a
the
bit
third run.
nervous, right? Being
Calm
in front of
down.
the camera.
Definitely.
Yeah, but he's definitely gonna have to focus for this one if we're trying to give out keys for our viewers here. Yeah, I gotta focus a bit more. Good thing he's starting off in the kind of the secret map where there's a lot of gold.
That is good.
So he'll be sitting on quite a bit of gold in the beginning.
So
of the game.
hopefully you can get a legendary early on, and then just focus on just getting the items to power it up.
Mhm. Hopefully.
Time will go.
Okay, nice dodge over there, using that swap skill to move.
There's a little secret pathway there just to avoid the spikes down below.
Right.
For some reason, I always forget about that. I don't know why. I always go down the lower path and I realize there's the secret path up there.
Right. For experienced players, they know all about that secret passage right? If you want to speed run the game. Getting the sneak skull too. The sneak skull is really nice to have at the beginning of the game, where you can kind of ramp up the amount of coins you can get
Oh, definitely.
at the beginning of the game, and then have a lot of gold for later on.
Mhm.
It seems like Skull today is only going to chapter 2, so
Yeah.
the amount of gold he's collected is just a waste.
He's definitely flush with coin, that's for sure. Hopefully he gets a good item here.
Right.
Okay, the brawler's not bad.
Okay, Digigoat is saying, I say water skull is very difficult to play. Right. It depends on your playstyle actually. You know, some people are very good with water skull. I've seen a lot of players only use power skulls to make it all the way. And some people, of course, prefer the speed skull, where you can kind of move around, not get hit.
Definitely. What you said before, there's so many different skulls in the game, so even if you get a skull in the early game that you don't really like, you're going to get plenty more options going forward in the game. So you can always swap it out or destroy it to upgrade a skull that you do like.
Right.
I found that even skulls that I don't personally like too much, the more I play them, the more they kind of grow on me, and I get used to their playing style, and I can see what makes them special and
Mhm.
how to best utilize them. So Just comes with time and experience.
Of course.
Just upgrading the thief here. From the petty thief to the thief. A
Nice.
little stronger, a little cooler looking. Ooh. Double hit by the ninjas there.
Yeah, I mean, these mobs are getting buffs from somewhere, right? There's an altar hidden down here. Yeah.
That's the most dangerous altar as well. Very powerful.
Okay, destroying that with the sculptor, that was very nice. You don't want to fall down there and get hit. There's 3 enemies remaining. Okay.
That's one of the coolest mechanics with Little Bone there, being able to throw your skull and then immediately teleporting to
Right.
where it is.
It's a nice gimmick.
Takes some time to get used to using, but once you get the hang of it, it can be very effective,
Right.
very satisfying.
It's both an attack and defensive move, right?
Oh, for sure. It acts as a massive dodge, pretty much.
Yeah.
So back to the skull here.
He's doing pretty well so far.
Still interesting to see him stick with the base skull for so long, though.
Yeah, no, maybe it's something
Really
that he's
like
just
it.
trying to do, maybe. Gotta say,
Passed on the range.
if I were him, I'd swap that thing right out.
Definitely.
From the beginning of the game, actually.
Right away. Because you can get 2 skulls from the Fox Hunter right off the bat, just for an extra 10 dark quartz, which is nothing basically. So,
Right.
and it's a free skull to just destroy later on if you want to. Upgrade what you like. Or buff again, but not destroy it.
Okay.
That's where you gotta be careful. Sometimes if you hit the explosive barrels at the wrong spot, it'll just catapult you right into the
Right,
spikes. and you
absolutely.
just
It'll
get
just
there. It's
it'll
gotta be-
blow up, right, and push you to the traps, which I think was a deliberate level design by the developers, right?
Mhm. Like in some areas, it's a very tight path with spikes on the top and an explosive barrel down there. But if you're using a power skull and you try to dash through it, that'll register as an attack and just blow you up into the spikes.
Right, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've
Right?
done
The
that
ceiling
one
is
too
very
many
low.
times.
Okay, so he picked up a very nice skull.
Okay.
I think it's a unique skull, right?
Yes. Yes.
The Abyss Mage skull, which has that really cool meteor attack, right?
Oh.
One of my favorite skills in
It's
the
great.
game.
It's extremely satisfying.
Right, if you pull that off, right, it's crazy.
Especially when you have the items to power it up later on, you can just clear a whole map with that one move. It's
Absolutely.
extremely satisfying.
Just one shot, kill everybody.
Boss killer as well, for sure.
Yeah.
You can dodge while you're powering up, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Kind of misused the swap skill over there. Used it a
Yeah,
bit too
that's-
high.
Bit of a misfire, but it's still the first phase.
Right, it should be
No
okay.
damage.
Right, first chapter boss. Just seen time and time again. Kind of misusing that skill too. It was a bit low. Okay, Voodoo Games says I'm praying. Yes. Okay, so maybe it's the result of Voodoo Games praying to RNG Jesus.
Did you go as well, hoping for
Right. Oh,
legendary
okay. Look at
skull?
that damage.
That
Whoa.
was big, that was big.
Yeah. That charged attack. Look at that.
Gotta stop taking hits. It's okay, you got through it.
But that's pretty good. Good job, Skull. Skullhead's getting pretty heavy first.
On to chapter 2 again.
All right,
Hopefully
that's
he
very
can,
good.
we're praying as well that he can get past it this time.
Mhm.
Chapter 3.
Exactly, that's the thing right now, right? More experienced players would, go down and then swap to the Abyss Mage.
Exactly. Get into the mob and then swap it out.
Absolutely, knowledge is power in this game because if you don't know what the swap skills are, then you're just stuck and you'll just have to waste your skills. But if you know all the skills and their swap skills, you'll be able to use them a lot more efficiently.
And you have to save the skills to use at the right moments when the enemies that give you the most trouble, you gotta take them out immediately. Otherwise,
Right, you want to use that burst of damage with the most high priority targets. Because Skull isn't an easy game, right?
It's definitely not.
Right,
Definitely.
it's pretty high up there in terms of difficulty, so really want that. It's one of my favorite types of games, though. There's always that depth of being able to get better at the game. You don't want to be stuck at a static cap where you can't get better at the game, right? You always want that margin for improvement.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Skull
awesome.
Squad
Okay.
there. Okay.
Oh, he still didn't get the meteor skill though.
Which is good.
Maybe he can try
He's
another
charging up
time.
for some reason. I don't know why.
He wants to check out the skill, I think, right? Maybe just show it off for our users.
Yeah, I thought good plan. He's got to eat. And he's back at full health. That's good.
Right.
A little expensive, but I think it was worth it in the end.
Didn't have enough gold to buy any other items. Whoa! Look
That
at
was
that.
sweet.
That was pretty sweet. Look at that. That beam attack there, just destroying everything. Because these little mobs, they don't matter how many there are, right? They all have the same amount of HP once you can get that AoE damage in.
So he's finally effectively using the swaps.
Absolutely.
He's waking up a little bit. Like, it is pretty early in the morning here,
Mhm.
especially for us.
Oh, he's getting kind of ballsy there.
Yeah.
Talking to the NPCs while the mobs are still alive. Really confident about his gameplay. And I think that item right now that's throwing the shurikens is a very good thing to have with these ranged attack skulls, right?
Definitely.
Another projectile that you can throw at the enemies.
Should help for the second boss as well.
Mhm.
Be nice to have.
Right.
To
Right now.
dodge their attacks.
Just go for that magic damage build. Because the Abyss Mage's basic attacks also deal magic damage, so.
Oh,
okay.
legendary. There we go,
Legendary
there we go.
skull, okay.
Let's see.
RNG Jesus answered
He's
our
gonna go
call.
for-
Oh, okay, destroying that
Okay,
skull.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting choice.
It's definitely a trusty choice.
The champion skull does only deal physical damage.
Sure,
Maybe
but-
that's why he decided to destroy the skull.
Extremely powerful. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know about that choice though. Skull's
Yeah.
not doing the best today. I wonder if he can get past chapter 2 with.
Normally, I wouldn't question his judgment, but seeing that he hasn't got past chapter 2 yet,
It's pretty odd. Maybe he didn't want to give out the Steam keys to our users. Maybe. All right. That's a lot of damage from a safe distance as well from the swordsman's skull.
that can be a lot
Yeah,
easier
keep
to
that
take
distance.
mage now. The range attack.
You should be able to play a lot safer with these ranged skulls and not take damage. Okay, nice.
Doing pretty good for HP. Okay. Good quintessence.
Right. Lore 0420 saying, "What's he doing with the legendary man?"
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's quite of a weird call, I think I would say.
Well, no, he's got a unique skull. I mean, a unique thief, so it's good.
Thanks to destroying the champion skull, right?
Mhm.
Get a lot of bone fragments, and now he's able to rank this up to legendary. The item really fits him very well. The shuriken throwing, he looks kind of like a ninja, like a thief. Okay, you can really see that synergy kick in now, right, with the legendary skulls and unique skulls.
That would be strange.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say. If you
Yeah,
pick
and
that
then
up-
if you're gonna pick up a physical damage skull, I'd go for the champion. I think. Oh, that's
Oh.
quite a weird call. All right. Okay. All right.
It's gonna leave it. Okay.
He's just trying to scare us, huh? Skull's just trying to scare us. All right. We got Steam keys on the line, so I think we should be trying to focus and.
Looking at Tomago here, I'm not sure if that's a sign of happiness or frustration or what. Skull baitness.
It's an emoji. I think it's a happy emoji. Skull's baiting us from Tech ZPP. Yeah, he's baiting us. I think he's trying to bait us into thinking that he's gonna pick up that skull. Quick question: have the thoughts of the pirate skull crossed the design team? A pirate skull. That's interesting. I don't think we've talked about that quite yet, but maybe we can talk about that later.
Sure. I think I've seen one or two people from our community actually design pirate skulls and
Mhm.
put it online. That would be pretty cool.
It would be. Yeah, definitely. I mean, guys, we do have a Discord channel open, and there's a suggestion channel. So if you can go over there on our Discord server and give us all your suggestions and your cool ideas about what new skulls you want to see, well, we're looking at all of them. So yeah, we're looking at all of them. We're tracking them all down. So please do submit your suggestions over there for our dev teams to take a look at that.
And even if we don't respond to every comment in there, like, please do know that we track it every day. It's just with the 1.0 release success, we're getting flooded with emails and comments, which is a great thing, but it's hard to respond to every single post. But just know that we really appreciate your feedback and all the bug reports and things in that regard.
Absolutely. And we're only human, and we do have to sleep sometime. And
Yeah,
we've been getting a lot more support emails and questions coming in, suggestions, a whole lot of different comments from our users. So we're trying our best. Okay, AV Edits says he's hyped for this game. Can't wait to pick it up.
Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe you'll win the giveaway and you just get a copy for free. So thanks.
Please leave us your email so you get a chance. We're giving them out at random, but you do have a chance to win a Steam key yourself. So
I'm not sure how many people are watching right now, but we're giving up at least 30 keys as of this moment. So
right, we're
chances are pretty
guaranteed.
good.
We're
Very
guaranteed 30 keys right now. So chances are pretty high. I mean,
good. Going back in the second boss battle here. So if you get through this, then it'll be a minimum 40 keys. So the chances are even higher.
mhm.
It should be good. 183 HP.
Uh-huh.
It's looking good. Looking good.
Sora Karina X3 says, will the live stream be saved on YouTube because I want to watch it till the end, but it's in my country, it's 2:45 a.m. Oh,
Guys in
okay.
Europe. I guess.
Yeah, and I need to sleep. And he or she doesn't have the game yet. Yeah, I mean, it will.
I'm not sure.
We're not
about
completely
that.
sure if the video is going to be saved somewhere, but you can leave your email in the link displayed on the screen, and definitely you'll get a chance to receive the game right at random. So do please leave us your email there. Okay, so this is the moment of truth, right? I think.
It's blowing through the first phase. It's pretty good. It's looking good.
Mhm.
Definitely
So
looking good.
it's the second phase I'm worried about, right? He always skull. The past has died.
But it's much easier to dodge with Deep Skull. So.
He's very agile, yes.
And it's like, okay, there we go. It's looking good. Looking
Okay. Gotta focus, Skull.
good.
Okay, so he's using the quintessence to max effects as well. See, he doesn't want to get too greedy over there, right?
No,
he just
you
wants
wanna
to
take
dodge.
your time, pick your spots.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. You have to pick your fights. You know, you don't want to be attacking them when they're doing their okay.
This
All
one,
right. 43.
A lot of times it's better to use range attack for this fight. Just stay at a safe distance, focus mainly on dodging, don't take any cheap hits, and be close.
Right, and there are times where the boss is just standing there and letting you deal damage. Not this time though. Look at this.
So
He's
close.
getting too greedy over there.
Swap. Wait.
All right, you know what? I think he's going to. Okay,
Oh,
all right,
Thank God.
all right. Thank God. Okay,
Skin of his teeth,
Mhm.
barely, but that's 40 keys now. Okay.
that was pretty close.
Should get a little heal here from health orb from the chest.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is the end of chapter 2, and we have a total of five chapters. So yeah,
All right.
he's going to swap.
Peanut's
out.
happy about
Alright.
it. Peanut may get a key because of that. It's very good.
All right, moving on to chapter 3. Right, so that's 40 keys.
Maybe Edits thinks it was incredible. I don't know if I would call it incredible, but it's definitely good. It's a step in the right direction.
Right.
Finally in chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
Got some good skulls. It's looking good. Looking good. There's the Druid skull. I mean, a Druid NPC. It's trapped right there.
Right. Once you rescue him, you can see him show up at the demon castle, right? And he
Yes.
gives you a buff
Yes.
from the start of the game. magic damage, he definitely wants to pick up that item for the Abyss Mage.
Got a decent amount of coin as well, so next time he gets into the black market, should be able to heal. And you gotta take out those
two guys
Yeah,
that's
right there, the
summoning.
summoning,
Yeah. The summoners
It's
over
too
there.
late.
Oh, I think he's gonna be a bit too late. Yep.
Yep.
Some of the Dark Clark's golem over there.
Not really good to take it out with this.
His damage is pretty strong right now. I think that staff that he picked up, the staff item that he picked up just now, is really boosting his magic damage. Really difficult to take those out, right? Without melee damage.
Definitely not easy.
Right.
You gotta be careful here. 42 HP. The skull ring.
The subscriptionist saying, "Let's go, soon to be 50 keys." We'll have to see how Skull plays the game though. Sitting quite low on HP right now. Chapter 3 is definitely a lot harder than Chapter 2.
It is.
Interesting.
I think we'll see coming up here, a lot of the maps have also added traps.
Mhm.
So if you don't have pretty high DPS, sometimes you can get just stuck in a meat grinder basically.
Right,
A lot of
right.
names you have to be
Chapter 3, there's a lot of trap maps that's very difficult to traverse. Look at that, taking another 4 damage from the trap there.
Which isn't a lot, but it adds up pretty quickly if you take a couple of those hits.
Right, especially right now when you're sitting at 40 something HP, 4 damage is still a lot. I kind of missing that jump over there. You've also, I think the development team also added a bit of a platforming maps as well, right, where you kind of have to jump around. It's not all about that combat. He definitely wants to eat that food there. Good choice.
I think we just heard this is the final run.
Right.
It's the final run, so
Yeah, guys, this is gonna be the final run. Not gonna have enough time to do another. The ninja skull. Okay, he's gonna pick that up. He swapped it out for the Abyss
Yeah.
Mage, interestingly.
I guess he's trying to play for the legendary Ninja Master maybe, which is an extremely powerful skull. A lot of cool moves. But
Maybe, but the ninja deals physical damage, and there's a lot of magic damage items in his inventory right now. I don't know how that's gonna play out.
not the best synergy, but
Right, for right
See
now,
me as a-
if you made it as far as Chapter 3, you really want to be looking for that synergy, because once you go to Chapter 4 or 5 without that item synergy, it's going to be very, very difficult to progress.
definitely. Even if you don't have legendary skulls, as long as they're at least unique, like you said, if you get the right items to match those skulls, then extremely powerful.
Right. But this is another map where it's kind of cleverly designed, so you kind of have to watch out for the flasks they throw up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get rid of them first.
that
take
guy-
quite a
you
bit of
said
damage.
that's the-
Ooh. See, that's not good.
That hurts.
Ninja Skull, when he's using his skills, he's kind of locked in that position, in that animation, so you really want to be careful when you're using their skills.
Like, pick and choose when you use it.
Absolutely. You gotta wait for them to throw the flask, and then right when they're trying to load up their next attack, that's when you
Ooh, this is bad luck. The heal, this is what a lot of people consider hardest fight in the game, with 3 adventures, especially when the priestess is there.
The thief and the priestess, it's gonna be quite difficult. I think this is how this
Maybe,
may be
yeah.
as far as Skull goes. This fight's gonna be
As much as I
pretty
hate to
difficult.
say it, this is gonna be bad.
We'll have to see. Okay, so he's bursting
Okay.
bursting down the priest first, and she did drop a HP orb. Trying to recover that HP. Gotta watch out. See? Okay, good. He's not getting greedy.
He's gotta hit her now.
This is the time to strike, right? When she's throwing fireballs at you, that's the time to dodge, not get greedy, just dodge her attacks. Oh, okay. I think he, Skull is going to be able to make it.
I want to say that quite yet.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
It's looking
You don't wanna
good.
jinx it?
I don't want to jinx it.
Okay, alright. Let's see. The thief is pretty hard.
He's doing good.
Thief's getting pretty low. I think he's got this. Alright, nice.
There we go.
Okay,
You know,
Reading the comments, Sora Karina X3 saying, you know, I don't need sleep. I want to watch it till the end. All right, thank
Gotta
you,
respect
Serena.
that.
Gotta power through. Okay,
Definitely.
drink some caffeine.
All Hour Day Gamer, one of the shining lights for the indie communities, and huge promoter on Twitter and other social channels of indie games. And it's really an honor to have him on here right now. Very cool.
A lot of people cheering on Skull. Right? Skull's got to focus if he wants to make it past through chapter 3.
So Skull will be a part of upcoming IWOCon 2020. It's a showcase for a lot of indie games. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but there's a Steam store page and it's a really cool event. There's a ton of indie titles participating, so really looking forward to that.
We've got to watch out for that. Gotta watch out for that magic ball over there.
That's another thing. A lot of the enemies in chapter 3, they will explode after being destroyed, as you can see there. So it's another thing to be careful of.
You have to watch out after you kill them. You want to step away and keep your distance.
Get out. Hit and run, basically. A lot of
Absolutely.
guerrilla warfare is what it's all about. So you have to get in there, use a skill, and get right out of there.
Absolutely.
Predator.
Okay, nice. Predator skull. It's one of my favorite skulls, actually.
Oh,
There's
you know,
a
to
skill
spin
where
with the blades and destroy everything. It's so satisfying.
right. Very high DPS, very high mobility, very solid skull overall.
He's got only 3 bones away from being able to upgrade to a legendary level, so that's pretty good.
Right. He might want to use that for the Predator skull.
Mhm. Absolutely. Fortunes have changed. As long as he can just stop taking hits.
Right,
he's
right.
fine. He's got plenty powerful enough skulls to get to late game. Chapter 5 is a possibility.
Oh, okay. 10 damage there. He wants to stop taking damage and pick up these orbs. Okay, another the Yaksha skull again showing up.
Okay.
Just deciding to destroy that.
Good. He's sitting pretty with bone fragments.
Absolutely.
He's got to be careful down here though. These traps.
There's a lot of traps. Oh, okay, taking a lot of damage there.
Not good.
It's not looking good. Oh,
Not
one step
good.
out. Okay. You don't want to pick your fights over there, right?
Not really sure why he decided to go through the
Yeah.
torture chamber, but
You want to dash through those traps usually. Oh, gotta watch out for these exploding ghosts. Oh, the exploding
That was
ghost.
it.
Oh no. Okay, 19 damage there. I think that's
Well.
the end of the run. You know, we had a good run, I think.
it's definitely
So we're,
pretty well. And we could always do this again, and hopefully next time make it to
absolutely.
chapter 4 or 5.
This doesn't have to be a one-time thing. We can do this again in the future.
Definitely.
All right, so
I think that'll just about do it. I'd just like to thank all of you once again for joining us and watching our giveaway and participating. We really appreciate it. And Skull is able to reach chapter 3, which means we'll be giving out 40 keys randomly for all those who participated in the event and sent us your email through the online sign-up form. Yeah, thanks again, and see you next time, I guess.
And for Korean users, 한국 유저분들을 위해서 오늘 기버웨이 이벤트는 방송은 여기까지인 것 같습니다. 네, 스컬이 오늘 챕터 3까지 도달해서 이제 총 40개의 스팀 키를 나눠줄 수 있겠네요. 네, 아직 이벤트 응모를 하지 않으셨다면 하단 URL에 가셔서 이메일 주소를 보내주시면 저희가 응모를 통해 자동으로 보내드리도록 하겠습니다. 다시 한번 말씀드리지만 추첨은 무작위로 진행되고 이메일을 발송되는 것은 이제 당첨된 분들께만 이메일이 전송될 예정입니다. 추첨되지 않으신 분께서는 별도의 메일이 발송되지 않는다는 점, 이 점 양해 부탁드리겠습니다. 이벤트 시청을 해주셔서 대단히 감사하고 앞으로도 스컬을 많이 응원해주세요. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching.